Hello to everyone who is new here. Welcome. Hello, my name is Rachel, and to everyone who's returning, hey, how's it going? What's up? This video is going to be my 2023 TBR, but I thought that I would change it up a bit instead of just showing you, the books and talking about them. I thought that I would do a tier list for them. Difference with this is going to be is I am going to be judging them based off of their covers. It's not going to be based off of the content. It's just going to be my trash opinions about covers and what I like and what I don't like. And yeah, it's all subjective. But I will say with every single book that I talk about, even if I trash on their cover, I'm still very excited to read the actual book. So I'm going to talk about each of the levels. I probably won't go into too much detail on like what the books are actually about. I'll probably just talk mainly about the covers. Also thinking about this now, maybe this isn't the best way to show covers, with like itty bitty pictures. But that's okay. We're going to try it out because we're all about trying out new things. So let go. Let's get going. I hope that the glare isn't too bad off of these glasses. They're my blue light glasses. So we'll just see. My tier list. So top, my S tier, I labeled it cover by. Like even if the content wasn't good, I would still buy this because the cover is that beautiful. Second one is I've just labeled it art. It's not good enough to be just a cover by, but also like it's unique, it's inventive, it's eye-catching, it's beautiful, it's still art. Third, not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing because the G on the end would go underneath, and I thought that looked dumb. So instead I'm going to say not embarrassing because apparently that's not as embarrassing to say. Anyways, it's an okay cover. Like I would read it out in public, Fourth one, content by, I would be embarrassed to read this out in public, but I'm not so embarrassed to have it on my shelf. It's definitely just for the content. And the last one is ebook for sure. Like I will not buy this cover. I refuse to own this cover. Okay, let's go ahead and get started because I think I have like 42 books to get through. Yeah. So very first book, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Through the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Johansson. This is a translated work that I really want to read. I am not a huge fan of this cover, but not so far that it's embarrassing. Like it's just really plain. The old man on the front. Like I'm not super into it. It looks camp and not on purpose, Next one, The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. This is a high fantasy book. I'm really excited about the magic system in here. It's like a crazy magic system. I'm not a huge fan of this cover. I mean, it's fine. I'm going to put it ahead of The 100-Year-Old Man. I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm just not a big fan of. I do like the font on it, though. Okay, next one, The Book Thief. I surprisingly have not read this one, and I am going to say content by. I do not like that cover. I mean, it's not an embarrassing cover, but it doesn't belong up here. It belongs here. I don't know who chose this color scheme. I don't know who chose this font. Okay, next book, Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is her second book in a series. The first book was called Vicious. It's like magical realism. I loved Vicious. And I also am a fan of this cover. I think I'm going to put it into art. It's striking to me. It's not good enough to be a cover by, but like I like the vibe of it. So art. If you know, you know. The Secret Society by Donna Tartt. This cover is fine. It's not embarrassing. It's nothing to write home about, though. I mean, really the best part of it is the font. The background isn't interesting. Like, I understand it's dark academia and like that's what they were going for, but like I don't know, do something different. Like this just seems normal. Reborn by I think Claire Legrand. This is a YA fantasy series. It's a trilogy. You know what? I'm gonna also put this one in not embarrassing. I am going to put Furyborn before The Secret Society though. Well, I feel like a lot of covers look like this for a while, and so it's just not unique. It's not interesting to me anymore. Okay, next one, Baby Teeth. This is a thriller. It's supposed to be like the Orphan vibes. I've heard mixed reviews about it, so I'm kind of terrified to read it, if I'm being honest. I think I'm actually going to put this into content by, I'm not a fan of the cover. The font isn't it, the color scheme isn't it. I'm just not super into it. Like I understand like the sucker baby whatever, but like I'm just not into the cover. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, you know? Do I? I think I do. I love this cover. The soft cover, it's like that buttery soft type of cover, and I love covers like that. Also with just like the detail to it. It's not too flashy. I like the font. I like the subtlety of it. And so cover by. Okay, next one. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Super popular book. I can't believe I haven't read it before. I'm actually going to put this one in cover by. I just think it's so cute. I think it's just the cutest, and this is her new cover, which is the cover that I have. There's something about it that's just so adorable, and I'm like, yes, give me that content. I will love it. The Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. This is a new series that she is coming out with that is not in the Shadowhunter realm. I'm a little bit over the Shadowhunters, if I'm being honest. A bit controversial. I believe this one is a fantasy book. So, and it's coming out sometime this year. I really enjoy this cover. I'm going to put it in art. I don't know what it is about it. Like maybe it's just all the colors that are just popping out. It's just super eye-catching. It feels different, you know. It just feels like boom, I'm here. And so I like that. I want that. Okay, next book, Becoming by Michelle Obama. Okay, she is art. I am going to put her into art. I'm not a huge fan of like people on covers, even for like biographies and memoirs. But because I love Michelle Obama this much, I am putting her in art because she is art. Okay, next book, The Power by Naomi Alderman. This is like a feminist rage novel, magical realism, literary fiction book. I am not a huge fan of this cover. I'm going to put it above The Black Prism too. I just don't like the color. Like that color back there, I'm not into it. Also the font with the hand, like it's just confusing to me. The Devil in the White City. This book is supposed to be about, in like the 1800s. It's about an architect, and then separate from that, it's also about a serial killer. I'm interested in this book, and I will say I do really like this cover. I do really like the font of it. I like the composition of it. Like it's very attention grabbing. It's very old timey, which goes with the book. Next book, The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. I really like this cover. I just think it's so cute. I'm going to put it in a cover by. I don't really know exactly what this book is about. I've just heard really good things about it, and I want to try it out. Or I think I'm even going to put it above A Dance of Thieves. Okay, next book, Daughter of No Worlds by Clarissa Broadbent. I do not like this cover. I do not like anime covers or anime characters on covers. It gives me Throne of Glass vibes, which that's what the book is. It's basically Throne of Glass, but apparently better. Next book, The Inheritance Games. You know, I like this cover. I do. I wouldn't say it's art though. I would say it's above Furyborn, but to me, when I look at this, I think of fantasy. And this isn't a fantasy book, so I'm docking points for that. Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I have never read the Addicted series, and I feel like I'm going to get some hate for that, but no time but the present. And I do not like this cover. Ebook for sure. I just think it's so bland. I think it's plain. I just wish that there would have been more attention to the cover, as there is to the actual story. Okay, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I am not a fan of this cover either. It's not embarrassing, but I don't like it. So it's going in here. I don't like these like gold things. Like, I don't know what that is. It's just confusing. Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. Okay, I'm going to put this one in not embarrassing because it's a fine cover. Like, it's fine. It's not anything to write home about. I think I'm going to put it before Furyborn, though. Okay. Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blau. I don't like people on my covers. It's a little bit embarrassing, if I'm being honest. I'm going to put it towards the front just because I do like the color scheme of it. Teenagers in swimming suits on my cover. Like, I'm just not into that. If I'm going to judge a cover with a half-naked man in front of it, I'm going to judge one with a half-naked girl, you know? I'm all about quality here. Lore Olympus by Rachel Smith. I am going to say that this cover is not embarrassing. It's fine. I think it's better than Alice Feeney's. Lore Olympus is a graphic novel, and it's about Hades and Persephone. Okay, Sea Sparrow by Kristen Cashore. This is a continuation of her Graceling series, which is a YA fantasy series. I actually really like this cover. When I first saw it, I was like, yes, please. I'll put it up in cover by, you know what? I think I'm going to put Love and Other Words before Dance of Thieves, and I think I'm going to also put Sea Sparrow in front of Dance of Thieves. I just like the color scheme of it. I don't even know what this is, but I'm okay with being confused. Don't ask me why. Clark has made it into the room, and he is standing off screen right now, but he has made it. And so he wanted to be a part of this, just like every video. Okay. Flicker in the Dark. It is, this book is a thriller that is, I think, already out, and I am very fascinated to read this one. And, you know, I like this cover. I think it's art. There's depth to it. A flicker in the dark. Like, it's dark outside, and then the writing is the flicker. Like, I like that. I like the vibe of it. The Hacienda. This is supposed to be like a mix between Rebecca and Mexican Gothic. Again, I'm not a huge fan of like figures on my cover. I'm going to say not embarrassing, but like at the highest. Because like it's close to art. Like there's definitely like a vibe to it. Okay, Babel by R.F. Kuang. I'm not a huge fan of this cover. I'm going to put not embarrassing, but we're going to have it low. The color of the text on it, there's something about the cover of the book that just, like, I get it, but also I just don't like it. Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is another thriller that I think is pretty popular, and I want to say that this book is art. I'm going to put it above A Flicker in the Dark. I like the highlighter yellow text on it. I just think that just adds to it. And like the colors, like there's just something about this that I'm just very intrigued by, and it's just, it's almost a scary cover. And like, I won't want to live alone after reading this book. Okay, the next book, Belladonna. This is a YA mystery fantasy book. I like this cover. I'm going to put it in art, actually, even though there is a half a person on the front. I think it looks good. I think it looks different. I think it looks unique. I think it looks unique. And I think that that's what I like about it. Grady Hendrix, How to Sell a Haunted House, going right up front. I love this cover. This cover is so fun. 90s vibes. Let's get it. I don't have to tell you anything more. The River of Silver by S.A. Chakraborty. This is a continuation of my absolute favorite fantasy trilogy series ever. The cover, not my favorite. It's fine. I'm assuming that like the river part of this is gonna be, shiny, but it just doesn't, compared to like the other covers, like this one just doesn't speak to me. It's just really dark, and it's just plain. Okay, the next one, Anne of Green Gables. Oh my goodness, this cover also right to the front. This cover is so dang cute. This is the Puffin Classics cover of Anne of Green Gables, and I mean, do I even have to say anything? Look at this. And it's like a small book too, and it's like this baby blue on the spine, and oh my gosh, it's just so cute. But as soon as I saw this cover, I was like, I have to have that. I have to have that. Okay, the next book is Galantia by Madeline Miller. I'm not a huge fan of this cover. It's just, I think I'm going to put it above the Inheritance Games. It's not like anything special or new. I believe this is actually her first story that she had ever written. Next, we have Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun by Elle Casimano. I actually really like these covers. I wouldn't necessarily say they're art, so I'm going to put it down at the bottom, but I like it better than Not Embarrassing. Like, it's just unique. It's different for like a cozy mystery, but also just adds a certain oomph to it. I will say, Finley Donovan is killing it, was a cover by. It's just innovative for a cozy mystery. Okay, next one. Five Survive by Holly Jackson, the beloved author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I feel like everyone knows those books. I'm not a fan of this cover. I will say I liked her other covers, but this one I'm not super into. Do I put it in content by? I think I will, which is shocking. Okay, next book, The Chain Gang All-Stars. I love this cover. I think it's beautiful. It caught my eye. I'm going to put it up here. I think before Love and Other Words. This book is kind of a dystopian future. In this dystopian world, these two female prisoners, basically what they do, I should start off with what they do for prisoners is they put them in an arena and have them fight, and it's basically their story. It sounds fascinating, just a very interesting concept by an author that I've never heard of. I'm gonna screw this one up. Ajay Brinya. I don't know if that's right, but I'm very interested to read this book. Okay, the next book, The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. I like this cover. It's not my favorite just because the text on it is, I'm not super into it. Also, it's just super, like, it's kind of like Furyborn in the sense that I feel like a lot of people are doing this with their covers, like doing this type of font, this type of look. I just don't really like it. And that's okay. That's fine. I'm just not into it. I had to switch, and now I'm filming on my iPad because my phone, we're not even going to talk about it. Next are The Collected Regrets of Clover by Mickey Brammer. I really like this cover. I think it's so cute. I'm going to put it right here next to Michelle. This book is about death doula. And basically she helps people in the last days of their life. This was one, it caught my eye, and that's the reason why I looked at the description of it. Okay, the next book, You Could Make This Place Beautiful by Maggie Smith. This is a collection of short stories and poems about her and her life. It's a memoir and basically her coming of age as a middle-aged woman. I just like it. I like the cover. I like the vibe of it. The white, but then, you know, peeking through the letters, you see the colors. The next book, The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, by Shannon Chakraborty. I really like this cover. I think there's just something unique about it. I'm going to put it up here in art. The hyper realistic drawing and painting on fantasy covers. I think that this is a new trend that's coming around, and I really like it right now. I'll probably later on not like it, but right now I really like it. I like the color scheme of it. It's very, you know, unique, different. So anyways, this book is a high fantasy book. It's, I believe, in the same world as the Daevabad trilogy, which I love, so of course I'm going to read it. Next book, Happy Place, by Emily Henry. I love this cover. I think it's so cute. We're going to put this up here. I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it behind How to Sell a Haunted House. I think it's just so cute. I love her covers. I saw it and I was like, yes, girl, we're getting a pink cover. Let's go. The next book, Spare, by Prince Harry, not Henry. Sorry again, Prince Harry, for the last video. We're going to put it in not embarrassing. Prince Harry, you are handsome. And so this is nothing against you. I just don't like people on my covers. And actually, we're going to put it down here. I don't know if I would read this out in public, you know, with his face like right there. Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I believe this is like the actual cover for a release that is coming out this coming year. It follows the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I am okay with this. I am not like a huge fan of it. I think what tips it over maybe is the font. What brings it down is this key. I don't know. There's something about this key. I don't like it. And the last book, Friday Night Lights by Buzz Bissinger. Not a huge fan of this cover. It took me a while, like looking at it, for me to really know what it was. I'm going to put it down here with The Book Thief. Like, I get it, you know, it's a picture of people about to play football, but I just don't like it. It's one of my nonfiction books that I want to read this year, so I'm going to read it. This is it. Wow, look at it. Only one for ebook for sure. I'm happy that the majority are up here. Like, that makes me happy because it means that people who are designing these covers are designing them specifically for me. Like, the majority of them designing them for my preference. So, live, laugh, love that. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great time. This was fun. I hope that maybe you could see some of the fun covers that I was showing off. If not, I'm so sorry. You know, a good place to see those would be over on my Instagram at Rachel's Reading Rainbow. If you want to follow me, you can. We will talk to you guys later. I need to let Clark out because he is ready to get out of here. He's done. He's through. Can you hear him? He's whining at me. Full on whining. Yes, I see you. I see you. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. Hit the like button if you want to. You know, whatevs. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay, Clark, let's go. Okay.